This is Stephanie, and welcome to this live stream. It is now Thursday evening as I'm recording this, August 14th, and it is a little bit overcast, which I think we may get some rain, but it would be a good thing. I like the rain sometimes. And I wanted to go live here. I don't have a set script. I do have some things that I want to share with you. And I'm kind of going to just lean into what I think or what I'm feeling based on some conversations I've been having, based on what I'm working on. As you may know, I'm in launch mode right now for the Coaching Impact and Profits Accelerator Program. This is a 6-week live experience to support you to create monthly recurring revenue. That's the end goal, the end game of what we're doing. And it's not going to end in 6 weeks. It's what the strategies you're going to learn that you'll be able to repeat over and over again to create monthly recurring income. So that is consistent income, and be able to have that be predictable, so that if I ask you what your 3-month run rate is, meaning what you expect to come in the business in any given quarter, you can say it's going to be a run rate of 100K, right? Which is going to be what, 100K divided by 3, so about 30 something thousand per month. Or if you say the run rate is 60,000, then that's around $20,000 per month, give or take, for any given month. But you already know for months at a time what your recurring monthly revenue is going to look like, and it's at a level where you want it to be, so that you can determine what you want to pay out in terms of expenses, and what you want to pay yourself, what you want to reinvest in your business, how you want to reinvest, what you want that to look like, how you want the monies to flow. You could pay taxes, all that good stuff. So that's what we're doing in the Coaching Impact and Profits Accelerator Program. Pretty much what you're learning is the nuts and bolts of what I take my clients through in my private coaching program, my one-on-one coaching program, except as the word accelerator suggests, we're doing that, rapid pace, rapid form, perfect for you. If once you get the strategies, once you get the goods, once you get the training and the support, you can implement and run with it. This is the container for you. If you want to be able to learn the strategies to get quick results, this is the container for you. So I wanted to talk to you more about that, but I want to share some other things as well. I'm kind of going off the cuff in terms of what I'm sharing, and then I want to talk some more about the accelerator program, because this is a container that I really believe that as you're watching this, many of you, I believe, belong here. You may not know it, but I know it for you. I see the symptoms. I see what you're presenting with. I see your comments. I see your questions. I see what you're going after. I see what you get, disturbed about, what, gives you angst, what gives you, what you're perturbed about. I see the results that you proclaim that you're not achieving, that you'd like to achieve. And I know that what's in this program is going to lead you to the cure. So I stand by that. I stand by this program. I stand by the success that I know you can achieve. I stand by the person, that version of you that you may not be able to see because you're in the weeds of things. Maybe there's some mindset issues that you can't even visualize what's possible for yourself. I know what's possible for you. I know that version of you that wants to come forward, because I've been there. I've been where you are, and I did know that the version of me exists that is that version right now. And I know that there's another beautiful version waiting for me that I am going to keep on moving towards and evolve into, and we're going to evolve into that other version as we continue growing. So I can see that version of you that wants the success and achieves the success that you're dreaming about right now or can't quite hold, meaning, you're making 100K per year sounds like a nice to have, but you can't hold it. You can't imagine it. You can't see it. You can't even, if you were to create a P&L right now and say, all right, this is 100,000 for the year. These are my 2 programs. I'm going to bring them to $50,000 each, and this is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to sell it. You still, that you would see the numbers as just numbers on a spreadsheet, but you wouldn't be able to feel into it that this is possible for you. but I see that version. I know it exists. I know you can get there. I know you're almost there, many of you, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about that in this live stream. So like I said, for the most part, unscripted, but I haven't even checked audio. Let me just do that in this live stream. Okay, great. All right, and then I'm going to do a quick tag for some folks that may not know that I'm live, that may want to join us here. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll dive in. But if you happen to catch me, or if you're watching the live stream, hey, let me know that you're here. Comment below with hashtag replay. All right, so I ran into, no, well, let me say, reframe this. I engaged, one in person and one virtually, with two previous clients today who are doing amazingly well. One of which, wow, it's been a while. It's really been, she's a a client from a long time ago. And at the time, she was a long-term client as well. And the funny thing is, I hadn't seen her for quite like many years. And then I finally saw her maybe a month or two ago, finally, after all those many years. And then I happened to see her again. And when I saw her, I was like, wow, when it rains, it pours, because I hadn't seen you in so long. And then now I'm seeing you, you know, pretty close in proximity in terms of the time frame within which I was, you know, I reconnected with her. And it's just so good to see her and to hear how well she's doing and see how well she's doing. And I just like encounters like that, because it reminds me that I'm building a business of longevity. I'm building a business that's having an impact in people's lives, where she was, where the state that her business was in when we worked together before. She didn't have much of an online presence, and she wasn't quite sure how to develop that. And I helped her put some things in place that, you know, kind of got her on the map, and she's evolved past that. And the other client that I had an encounter with today is a client that, you know, I worked with her not as long as ago as this other client. But we've, you know, there's some history. There is a few years worth of history with us. And at the time when where she was, she has, you know, gone through many phases. And there was a time where she wasn't quite sure, you know, she couldn't find her way, wasn't quite sure about her message, her marketing, her audience. And still she stayed diligent, and she showed up and she invested. We worked together at least a couple of times. And you know, there were some, like I said, there were issues in terms of her messaging, her marketing, and there were certain symptoms that were leading to the lackluster results that she was experiencing. And wow, it was so good. Even though there was a virtual encounter, I could just feel her energy, to hear how now those things that we had worked on are under control. Mindset is in a wonderful place. She's in a place where she's attracting the right fit leads. She is working with her clients in a new way. She's excited about the clients that she's working with, not feeling like things are a drag and weighing her down. And she's excited about the results her clients are achieving. She's a part of a new community that allows her to kind of rub shoulders with people at a different level. So the frequency with which she's showing up now is much more powerful. And you know, years ago, she probably would not have believed that this version of her exists right now. And so I just thought, you know, I knew I wanted to speak to you today, you know, come live here in this Facebook group. But so as I was reflecting and just thinking of, you know, what I want to share, how I want to drive home what I want to share with you, I thought I would coin this, you know, when you know the symptoms, you know the path to the cure. And I want to talk about how that relates to what we're doing in the Coaching Impact and Profits Accelerator. So comment below with the word cure. Let's just make that our keyword right now. Comment below with the word cure as you tune in to this replay, or if you happen to join me live, you'll see that I've commented with the word cure, okay? Because that's where we're headed, right? We're working on, the aspects, the things that are holding us back, and we're focused on the cure. We're focused on the transformation. We're focused on that version of you. If you believe in quantum physics or anything like that, but just even without the quantum physics part of it, just knowing that you grow and evolve, and there's different phases of you that goes through, experiences different phases of your life and your growth. And just hold the fact that there is a part of you, there is a version of you rather, that has conquered these symptoms of not quite sure how to let people know what you're doing. You're operating, you're doing your thing, you're working with clients. You're still having to remind your referred partners that, hey, who do you know wants this thing? That refer that you sent me the last time was good. Who else do you know that you can put me in touch with? Or you're still having to call back on old colleagues. You still have to, kind of get on your loudspeaker in your little pond to try to find people, because you don't know where to find your people online. You don't know where to find your people in large numbers or at scale in order to bring them into your world and in knowledge of the work that you're doing. You're still in a place, you may be experiencing symptoms where you don't know where to find your people. Okay, you know who you can if I ask you who your ideal clients are, you can describe that person to a T, but you don't know where or how to find those people so that you can talk to them. Or if you knew where to find them, then you could be like, hey, such and such and such, right? And you could talk to them about your work, show them what you're doing, talk to them about client stories, success stories, talk to them about what success could look like for them, and bring them into your programs. But you just can't seem to find your people and have those conversations. You may be experiencing a symptom like you have some of your people around you. You do have a small following. You probably started a Facebook group. You probably have an email list. You probably have people following you on social media, but you somehow can't convert them. They're not buying your programs. They're not signing up for your programs. They seemingly are not even paying attention because you keep looking for the validation that they're in the room by them raising their hands, by liking or commenting, and you don't see that happen. So you feel like you're speaking into a void, okay? You feel like when you launch your programs, they're not getting it. It's not clear. They are not signing up for your programs, okay? So you may have been experiencing symptoms like that, and you're really clear on what they are. You can say to me, Stephanie, I'm not visible enough. Nobody really knows, some people know what I do, but I'm not out there. So I know that I'm not able to, when I speak on my platforms, I'm not reaching a lot of people because I'm not visible enough. You probably can say to me for sure, yes, I can find my people. I know that, a certain number of the people that are, on my profiles or on my email list are friends or friends of friends of friends or past colleagues, right? Not my people. I'm not getting in front of them. I can't find them. You probably can say to me very clearly that you're not selling your programs. You know it. You're not having enough sales conversations, or whenever you do a group launch, nobody's signing up, nobody's paying attention, right? You can articulate that very clearly. So you know your symptoms, okay? If I were to ask you, why do you think you're not visible enough? You probably could give me an answer, right? And knowing what the answer is, you're closer to the cure. So for instance, if let's just say you're dealing with, you're not feeling healthy, you're not feeling vibrant, you're not feeling energetic. If I were to ask you, why do you think you are feeling low energy? Why do you think you are not feeling well or healthy, or vibrant, right? Or alive? You could probably say, well, I know I don't get enough sleep. I know I'm not eating the best I could. I know I'm not eating clean. There's a lot, look in the pantry right now, there's some junk food. There's ice cream in the fridge, that I eat as for dessert every night or whatever the case might be. You can articulate that clearly. So that you based on what your symptoms are, you know what you should be doing, okay? But somehow you can't seem to do it. So you may know that you should be more visible, but you're not quite sure how to get started. You're not quite sure how to get visible in a way that you'll stand out because you see that your competitors, which you probably are paying very close attention to, you see them showing up, you see all the bells and whistles, and you just look inward and you're like, I don't have that. I'm not like that. I can't articulate like that. I don't have that big of a following, and I don't have a Facebook ads budget to make it happen either. And I don't know how to make my content go viral. Okay, so you know that you should be more visible, but you're not quite sure how. You know that you should be focused on growing an email list in order to find more of your people, have them opt into a free lead magnet. That will indicate that they're a strong lead if they opt in, but you don't know how to make that happen. Okay, you know that you should be booking more conversations in order to sell your one-on-one coaching programs or your retainer programs or your services, depending on what kind of work you do, but you can't seem to book the calls. Okay, so you know the bridge to which you're going to get transformation, the bridge that you need to cross in order to get closer to the cure, but you can't seem to make it happen. Okay, so I want to say to you that once you know the symptoms, and pretty much if I were to ask you, you know what you need to do, you know what the answer should be, right? You know that as well. So you're over the hurdle, right? You know what you need. If you need to buy a pair of shoes right now, you could order it online because you know your size, right? You know what size you wear. Some people are like, oh, I can never order shoes online because I don't know my size, or I can never order clothes. You know what you need. You know your size. You know the remedy, right? So all you need right now is a strategy. And once you know that, you are pretty much on the yellow brick road, right? Towards getting to your goal, towards more visibility where you're standing out as an authority. And whenever people come into your space, they see you as an expert and as a leader. They start to develop that trust very quickly, and they can easily come to a decision of yes to work with you in your programs. You're that closer to bringing in your leads by the hundreds and thousands because you know where to find your people. You know how to get your lead magnet in front of them or your conversion event, and you can get them on board. You know how to book the sales conversations. So it's just a matter of doing the strategy, executing the strategy to get more calls on the calendar, to have those calls that lead to a yes and bring people into your programs. Okay, so I want to share with you that I say all of that to say that the Coaching Impact and Profits Accelerator program is for you. If you know the symptoms and you pretty much know the remedy, you could look at the page right now and be like, yeah, she's going to cover that in the program. We're going to go through this. And it's not just me teaching you. You're going to be in the program learning the strategy as well as implementing the strategy, as well as doing it in a community of other high achievers who have also gotten clear on what they need to do. And you're going to be taking action and seeing results. So you know that this is a container for you. If you've raised your hand or nodded your head, which you have the luxury where you're seeing me, right? You're seeing how I'm expressing this. You're seeing my passion. You're seeing the program because the link is right here, but I can't see you. But you know where you've said yes to. You know where you're like, yeah, you know where you're having the frustration. You know your situation better than I do. So I don't have to sell you on whether or not this is for you, right? chances are you already know it, but there's something keeping you on the fence. Okay. And what I want to present to you today is an opportunity to have a quick across the fence. You're on your side and I'm on my side, across the fence conversation so that you can get clear, have your questions answered, have your doubts addressed, have those details, refined and cleared up for you so that you can make that right step forward and jump over to the fence in the container that you know is the one that's going to move you forward. In the container that you know is going to set you up for success so that these next 5 months, they're going to be on track. You're going to be having the conversations and you're going to be bringing people into your program, or you're going to be doing the launch and you're going to be filling your group programs and you're going to be creating that monthly recurring revenue at a level where you're not just paying the bills, not just bringing in enough to survive, but you are thriving. You're going to have the strategy to create a plan on your own to be able to make 2026 the year where you're not only, again, creating the kind of monthly recurring revenue that you want, but you know how to increase it and take it to the next level because of the strategies that you learn in this program, which is going to show you how to get insanely visible and seen as an authority, how to bring in your leads in the hundreds and thousands repeatedly so that you're always bringing new leads, aligned and targeted these into your funnel, and how to create sales, how to create buyers, how to bring on more clients, whether into your one-on-one programs or your one-to-many programs, as you're leveraging and layering your income and being able to realize your six-figure business or multiple six figures if that's what's next for you. Make sense? So I am hosting alignment calls, okay? These are 15 to 30-minute calls one-on-one with me so that we can get on the phone and ascertain based on your symptoms, which we all want to believe our symptoms are very unique, although there's others with the same symptom and the same afflictions, right? But that's fine, right? Because every business is different and there are going to be some nuances. So that's why I'm making space for these calls. So we're going to have a 15 to 30-minute alignment call where I'm going to be looking at what you are doing, how you are showing up, how you are calling in leads, and what processes or systems you have in place to sell your programs. Okay, so I'll help you. Excuse me. I'll help you, and together we'll audit this. Okay. Once we do that, right, we will know what the cure looks like. So I'm pretty much going to give you, kind of lay out what your treatment should look like, what you should be addressing, what you should be focusing on in order to overcome those symptoms, in order to overcome those weak points, lack of visibility or lack of leads or lack of sales, so that you can achieve your monthly recurring revenue goal and be able to then leverage what you know and increase that at will. Increase that based on the plan that you put in place, because you're going to learn what it takes in order to improve sales, in order to improve visibility, in order to improve lead generation. All right. So send me a private message, a DM here on Facebook, and let me know, let me know that you want to hear what your cure looks like. Okay. I'll ask you some qualifying questions. We'll set up a time to have our call, and then we'll just talk very candidly. Like I said, I'll do the audit. I'll tell you what needs to happen in order for you to achieve your goal. And then we'll have a candid look at about whether or not the accelerator program is the right fit for you and what it will take for you to join us, right? The great thing is that the program is only $997, or a payment plan of three equal payments of $397 per month. Okay, so it's very, very no-brainer to get in this program. I don't know that I'll do this program again at this level, which I didn't even go into that. We're meeting twice per week, where I've also convened a Facebook group to give you added support in between calls. Um, what else is there? There's some amazing bonuses, all the things. Everything is on the link here. Oh, I thought I had the link here in caption. It's not. All this time I was talking. Oh, I put everything there except the link. So let's just get that fixed. Let me address that right now. Let me address it right now. Okay. Okay. So send me a message, and let's get your alignment call on the books, and let's talk about whether or not the Coaching Impact and Profits Accelerator is for you. At the very least, you're going to leave this call with, and I put that in comments, by the way. I'll edit the caption afterwards. So if you're watching this on the replay, you already see it in caption. Then we'll, what was I going to say? Yeah, so we'll have a candid talk about whether or not this is right for you. So send me a message here privately, and let's get your call on the calendar, and let's just talk about whether or not this is for you. All right. So I am going to wrap up because I don't see any questions thus far. Any questions that you have, message me privately or put it here in comments. And for sure, let's get on a call very, very soon. All right. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Bye.